Everyone who is anyone follows a routine at some level. Discipline does indeed equal freedom. It doesn't have to be a jail sentence, okay? Building a routine is important. It needs to be structured around, yes, things that you need to do, but it also needs to be structured around things that you want to do. So here are some keys to building a routine. Anyone who has tried to improve themselves will encounter the routine problem. If you have, you may have asked yourself, how do I start building a routine, one that actually works for me? First, he wants to tell you that daily routines need to be specific to the individual. Daily routines aren't generic or universal. A daily routine that works for me will likely not work for you because we have different intentions, needs, capacities, and so on. Yes, in starting a daily routine, we must first give ourselves permission to create a routine that works for us. We need to accept that it can look different, and that's beyond okay. In fact, that is preferential, okay? You might have an idea of what waking up early is. I might have a different idea of what waking up early is, okay? You might like to exercise in the evening. I need to do it first thing in the morning. Otherwise, I just feel completely off. So what you can do, that's totally okay if we have differing opinions on that type of stuff. But basically, it's all routinized. It is all figured out. It is all planned so that if something does come up, okay, you already have that scheduled in time. You know how much time everything that you want to accomplish is going to take, and then you can just afford some extra time for different things that come up throughout the day. We all know that happens. With that out of the way, it's really looking at the practicalities of it all. When the author approaches starting or building a routine, there are 3 keys I like to keep in mind. Why am I doing this? What's the point or intention? What's my end game with this routine? Okay. Number 2, remember to extend grace to myself. Yeah, because you're not going to be perfect when everything starts out. Number 3, set realistic expectations for my routine. Okay. So here are the steps. Get clear on why. So why do you want a routine? Well, because there's literally nobody successful in the world. Find me the example, okay? Sustained success, okay, of somebody who I'm a free spirit and I do whatever I want. Yeah, last time we heard that, it was Gabby Petito. The first step to get clear on why you're creating a daily routine. This connects with key number 1, identify and define what your intentions of your routine. A great question to ask yourself is, what do I feel / experience / gain from my daily routine? Exactly. Maybe you're wanting to feel more grounded as you start your day or relaxed at the end of your day. Maybe you want to feel energized, as you move throughout your day and experience joy in the simplest form. Whatever it is, you can get clear on why you're starting it and what your intentions are for your daily routine, and write down why some more visible, so you are going to reflect back onto it whenever you feel off balanced or just start to question, why am I doing all of this dumb crap day after day? Decide what kind of routine. Aha! Are you going to have a structured routine, or, well, what's the opposite here, pal? Next step would be to decide what daily routine you want to work on first, okay? You can have a routine for just about anything, but for the sake of this post, we'll focus on routines by time of day, okay? So do you want a morning routine to kick off your day, or a midday routine? Oh no, I was just thinking of something throughout the entire day, but okay, if you're going to segment it throughout, the applicable portions of your day, that makes sense. I would advise picking one and getting solid with a routine before implementing others. So yes, before work, during work, after work, in the evening, in order to set yourself up for an appropriate amount of sleep in the evening. People have, yes, bedtime routines, okay? And that can involve stretching, meditation, doing a little bit of light reading, having a soothing drink or something, not alcoholic, because we've taken a look at that before, and that doesn't really pan out well for a good sleeping habit. But in order to, set that up, or waking up early first thing in the morning, having different strategies to avoid hitting that snooze alarm and then just wasting the productivity that you have at your fingertips first thing in the morning, hey, you need to develop different strategies for that. I understand, okay? What is the bonus tip? I'm very interested. This step can be applied to any routine you wish to implement in your daily life. You may have a time of day routine that's solid, but it's not a routine for your productivity or content creation process. All this to say, apply this for what fits you. Thanks, tips. Brainstorm your routine, okay? workshop it a bit. After you've identified why and defined your intention for your daily routine, and you've decided which kind of routine you want to implement, it's time to brainstorm and map out your routine. This step is meant to be fun. Okay. You get to decide what you want to encompass your routine. For me, this step is all about listing out all of the things. All of the things, cool. So set a timer for 2 to 5 minutes to just write down all the habits, rituals, practices, and activities you wish to include in your daily routine. You aren't deciding what will or will not be in your routine. You're identifying the things you believe ground you, bring you joy, and fill you up. Which, if you're going to be doing a routine, you should not just be focusing on what makes me feel good. You should be focused on what might suck, okay, but is important to the proper achievement of whatever you're trying to accomplish, okay? You know what? If you have a morning routine and you hate your job, well, you can't just get yourself in the mind frame that this is going to be awesome, okay? You should always just try to approach stuff like that. But in the long term, maybe you should have an evening routine of looking for a new job, maybe something like that. Okay, let's see what bonus tips here have. Nothing is off the table in this step. List everything you can. Thanks. I'm glad you have an extra bonus tip to help with this step. Reflect on the routine you have now. Believe it or not, yeah, we all have routines. Yes, we can't be thinking constantly about everything we do on a daily basis. Okay, most of the stuff that we do out of habit, because there are just these little autonomic routines that we go about every single day. Like you know what kind of shoes you're going to be wearing, okay? So you have your work shoes right down there at the door. You put them on before you leave, okay? That's an autonomic response. You already know what you're doing, okay? You probably have a day where you do your laundry, okay? You have everything all piled up, and then you just know in your back of your mind you get the Fridays to do laundry, okay? You come home at what, 5:30 by the time that you travel home from work, okay? And then you immediately start to go into what we're going to have for dinner, and you start preparing it from there, okay? Those are just little automatic routines that everybody applies to, right? Unless, of course, you do meal prep like I do, and then you just set aside some time on Saturday in order to do all your barbecuing, so you don't have to worry about meal prep all the time, because that stuff can be super time wasting, and I'm a man of efficiency. So that's just my little extra bonus tip too. Find little improvements that you can make along the way, okay? If you're going to be workshopping all of these ideas that are important to you, also just start to look for little things where you spend additional extra time and see if you can refine that process. Map your routine. All right, now we're talking. Now we get practical and realistic, if you will. Go back to step 3. What is step 3, by the way? Step 3 was brainstorm your routine. All right, to that lovely list of yours, select 1 to 3 of your ideas you brainstorm to put into your daily routine. 2 questions you ask yourself as you make your selection. Does this ritual, practice, habit align with why and the intentions of the daily routine? Is it good for you? Will it help you accomplish the goal or the task that you wish to accomplish by implementing said routine? How much time can I realistically give to this ritual, practice, or habit? Yeah, set some accountable time constraints. I think that's the best term for that. Remember, having a daily routine isn't about doing everything. No, it's about, yes, being realistic and being practical. It's about doing what matters. It's important to set realistic expectations as you map your routine. You may want to spend 30 minutes every morning alone in stillness, but you still have young children or a job that takes away from your morning flow. 30 minutes alone probably isn't realistic for this reason. It doesn't mean it'll never happen. You can just have a spare 5 to 15 minutes, my mistake, in the morning. Knowing this, you can review your dream, ritual, practice, habit list and pick what actually aligns with the time you have and your intention with this daily routine. Or, you know what, you can just start waking up early if you really want that 30 minutes, and you can kind of just, make it all work for yourself. You just have to start looking in unconventional ways for unconventional time or practices. You'll find a way, okay? There are things that you are doing that are just sapping your time, that are completely unnecessary, and they don't need your attention, and you can just stop it at any time, okay? We're not reading your bonus tips. They're kind of useless, pal. Start the routine. Yeah, just do it. Okay. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until the end of the weekend. Don't wait until the beginning of next month. Just do it right now. Okay. See how quickly it works. Okay. See how well it works. Okay. Maybe you just don't have the proper time frame on how long something will take. Okay. And you need to make those adjustments. And guess what? You can make those adjustments when you start to implement the routine. Okay. You can always just have it on paper. Oh, I've been meaning to get around to do it. Stop with your excuses. Okay. You know what's not working. If you're thinking about implementing routines, you know something isn't working. So you're looking for answers. And you know what happens when you start looking? You start finding those answers. And you know how you implement them? By just doing it. Change doesn't happen overnight. That is one of the dumbest pieces of advice people can give you. Okay. When you're talking about things that you control and things that you can do, it doesn't matter. It can always happen. It's just one choice that you make away. So if you're going to go through all of this time to set up a routine, just do it as soon as you have it all planned out, okay? And even if you aren't entirely sure that you have everything taken into account, if you want to just add a couple of things on the fly, well, guess what? You can make those adjustments only when you're using the tools of the routine. I don't care what this guy has to say. He seems like a bit of a fruitcake. I just wanted to add my own little tips because I think routine and discipline is the foundation of a successful human being, and I love to share these little pieces of information, especially going into the weekend. So if you're thinking about, structuring your life a little bit, if you know what, hey, over the summer you found yourself a little bit slacking and you need to just make a little bit of a refinement over the winter and you just want to start to focus in on yourself, start to set routines, start to set accountability for yourself, and the accomplishments that you will achieve will be astronomical. I promise you. Just be true and just be honest to yourself. And with that said, enjoy the beginning of the weekend. We'll be back here Monday evening, as we always do, unless, of course, the big meteor of death crashes through the universe, and nobody's going to hear this anyways. But with that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.